Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome to this masterclass free three-part telecall series, Trust. I am live right now on Telegram in the Dance to Oneness group. It's a free Telegram community if any of you want to join there. I also am live on YouTube and my also community on Facebook, Dance to Oneness Facebook group. So if you see me looking different directions, that's why. I'm trying to include you all here. So my name's Amy Shine. A lot of you know me already. Some of you might not. Welcome if it's your first time being here on a live with me or on a call with me. Who am I? I'm Amy Shine. I am originally from Ireland and living in America currently, and I have been on the journey since 21 years old was when I began my journey of really seeking consciousness, seeking a different possibility, seeking a world where ease was a possibility, where peace was a possibility. I went through a lot in my early 20s. I went through a lot of trauma from my teens into from a lot of my younger years into my early 20s. And my demand in my early 20s was there has to be an easier way. There has to be a softer way. There also has to be a faster way. Like healing cannot be this slow, do I really have to spend so much time and so much energy and so much, emotions trying to heal and getting into the healing world was a gift. And at the same time, it could also be a trap, and I got a lot of information very earlier on about, healing myself, creating a better life for myself, and tools to really create a greater world. But at the same time, I could easily use those tools against myself. And I know a lot of us do. We get a lot of information, we take a lot of classes, we go to a lot of different modalities, we learn a lot. And then a lot of times we use that against ourselves. And the main key is in all of it is that we don't trust ourselves, and I was never, and I'm sure a lot of you were never shown that you could trust yourself. Maybe you were actually told that you couldn't trust yourself. Maybe that was the message you got growing up, that you had to trust other people. You had to trust your teachers. You had to trust your parents. You had to trust your family, whoever it was. And you were never really shown that actually trust you first. So the meaning of trust, I actually looked it up because I wanted just to look at the meaning of it in the dictionary just to see. I like to look at the meaning of words. It's important because when you're using words have energy. So you want to look at what is the word I'm using, what is the energy that surrounds it. So trust is defined in the dictionary as a firm belief in the reliability, truth, ability, or strength of someone or something. So when we say trust, we're actually saying that we need to believe in the truth of someone or something. Now, the thing about that is how many of you have tried to trust other people? You've trusted teachers, you've trusted family members, you've believed in them, but then you never really believed in you. And then you've looked outside of you for the truth in your teachers, in your family, in society, but then you actually, guys, if anybody knows how to turn the mute the people here, can you let me know? Okay, so you don't actually ever really trust you then. Because how many of you actually look inside you to find out what's true for you? We spend our whole lives looking outside of us for who knows more about us than us. Who can tell me about me? Who can tell me what's wrong with me? Who can tell me how to heal me? Who can tell me what I need to fix me? How is it that we're always looking outside of us for the truth, and which is the truth is what we trust, right? And we never actually look inside of us. If we don't trust ourselves, how are we ever going to trust anyone else? And that's why today, day one of this 3-part trust series is really looking at, if I don't trust me, I cannot trust anyone else. And I've put blind faith and blind trust in other people and been hurt. Yeah, because I wasn't trusting me and I wasn't looking at what was true for me. So my first question this morning is, who was the first person you made? Who was the person, or who did you make know more than you? Wow. And just get that energy. You may have a person in mind, right? Who was the person you made know more than you? And that is the person you first placed your trust in. And would you be willing now just to get present and ask, okay, would you be willing to release that person now? Everywhere you made this person know more than you did about you, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate it now and just let that person go? Doesn't mean you can't have that person in your world anymore. Doesn't mean you can't receive from them. It just means, you know what? I've made this person know something about me and know more about me than I know about me. I'm going to let that go now. I can still adore this person, care about this person, have this person in my life, but I don't have to put my trust in them anymore. I don't have to look to them as if they know something about me that I don't know. Whew. Wow. So that's the first person you put your trust in. Now, you may have moved on from that person, right? For me, it was my father. That's what came up, and probably my mother too, but my father came up first, so it's okay. The first person I trusted more than me was my father, or I made know more than me. He was probably the person I looked up to, so I was like, okay, he knows what I'm supposed to do here. He knows about me. Now, fast forward to where I am current day, that probably wouldn't be the case for me. It's transferred onto other people. So now, current day question, if you look at who you are right now, and where you're at in your life right now, who in your life have you made know more than you about you currently? Whew, wow. Okay. Would you be willing to release that person now from your universe, from making them greater than you? Whew. And just by saying, yeah, I'm willing to release them, just by you putting your energy there, you're allowing that to dissipate and you're allowing that to move. You're allowing that energy go. You're allowing that person go. Whew, okay. So now, where have you been looking outside of you for your truth? If we know that trust is where we firmly believe in the truth, what have you made your truth that is not your truth? Would you be willing to destroy and uncreate that now, please, and just let that go? Everywhere you've made something your truth that is not actually your truth, let it go now. Whew. Okay, so I'm going to address the question. Someone wrote in the chat here. I grew up with messages that I was a liar. Okay, so number one, if you were told growing up you were a liar, you were given the message that you can't be trusted, right? So how many of you, it was projected onto you, or you were told that you were a liar or that you were telling lies, so you bought the lie that you couldn't trust you, that you had to look at other people to find out what was true because everything you had or knew about you was a lie. So everything that is, wow, everywhere you bought everybody else's lies about you and made their lies your truth Would you be willing to destroy and uncreate all of that now, please? And dissipate and release it out of your body and out of your universe. Whew. Okay, now I want you to find, where is it in your body and in your being that you've been holding that point of view that you are a liar and that you cannot be trusted? And for me, I just got my heart right now, okay? So would you be willing to dissipate and release that out of anywhere in your body you're holding that? And if it's from your heart, ask your heart to let it go. If it's from somewhere else in your body, ask your body to dissipate and release that and let it go now. Okay, thank you. Now, second part of that question. Recently, my partner said I was untrustworthy because I read his text messages, feeling wonky about trust. Okay, number one, the fact that you have to read your partner's text messages shows there's something in your world that is off, right? You are aware of something that is incongruent in your world. Whenever I felt like I needed to read my ex's text messages, I was aware of something. So you have to first acknowledge, what am I, if I wasn't making myself wrong for wanting to read this person's messages, what am I aware of that I don't want to know I'm aware of? If you actually trusted you're aware of something, you wouldn't actually make yourself wrong for then looking for that information. Now, if you trusted your awareness, what if it's not wrong when you're aware of something and you feel the need to go read a text message or check something? What if it's just you looking for the maybe acknowledgement of what you're aware of? So a lot of people do this, like, again, blind faith with trust, and we can talk tomorrow about trusting other people. That will be day 2. Today, I really wanted to get us back to trusting ourselves, because the key here is if you don't trust yourself, you won't trust other people. And trust isn't blind faith. Trust isn't just presuming, okay, this guy is never going to cheat on me. No, be aware that someone you're with can cheat on you. So, but trusting myself is knowing that can happen, that could happen, that may happen. And trusting myself is knowing that I will know if that happens, because I trust myself and I have awareness. So it's not just trusting, oh, that person's never going to hurt me. No, that's how you get hurt. When you believe more in other people than you do in yourself. When you believe that they are telling you the truth and everything they do is true, and you don't actually believe in your own truth. If you actually got what is true for you, and you knew you trusted you wouldn't have to put blind faith trust in other people. So who have you put your trust in? Mother, father, church, religion, job, money, partner, kids. For what reason would you not put your trust in you? Where have you been looking outside of you for your truth? And then, do you even know what your truth is? And by the way, I'm Irish, so I don't pronounce my THs. So you all probably say truth. I say truth. So yeah. Do you know what your truth is? And if you don't know what your truth is, what if you started asking? What if you started asking, what's it going to take to truly trust me? What's it going to take to actually know me? What's it going to take for me to know what my truth is? What is it going to take to know me and trust me so much that I never make anybody else's truth my truth? Because one thing I learned actually from my ex this year is he lies so much that he believes his own lies. So in his world, what he's saying is actually true, but I know it's not true. But if I don't know what my truth is, then I start to believe his lies because he believes them. So from his point of view, he's telling the truth because he believes his own lies. So where have you allowed other people tell you what the truth is because they believed it was true when it actually wasn't true for you? Like this person saying, my partner said I was untrustworthy. Okay, that might be his truth, but is that your truth? Is it true that you're untrustworthy? What is it about us that keeps letting other people tell us who we are, how we function, what makes us who we are as beings, and us believing that, us believing other people so much, trusting other people so much that we take on their truth as if it's ours. It's insane. Like the teacher told me when I was 12 I couldn't sing, and I took that on and I believed that is true. So I spent my whole life believing I couldn't sing. And that's a small one, right? So then I don't use my voice and I don't sing. What if I trusted I could sing? So next question, have you made anyone, teacher, modality, church, organization, person, relationship, greater, more knowing and more trusting than you? Oh, wow. Would you be willing to let that go now? Release that from your universe just by saying, you know what? I release these people. I release these organizations. I release these religions. And it doesn't mean you can't have religion. It doesn't mean you can't have family. It doesn't mean you can't go to classes and trainings and whatever it is, but you don't have to make everything they say, everything they do, your truth. You actually get to look and go, you know what, that is actually true for me because I know it's true for me, not because they're telling me. Because I know it, I can feel it inside me in every fiber of my being, in my cells, it is true for me. And you know what, actually that piece isn't true for me. So what have you made your truth that is not your truth? Wow. A lot, right? And then again, just be willing to look at it and just release it. And maybe right now you don't even get an awareness of what that is, but maybe just by asking this question, then you start to see things. Like questions open up your universe, right? You want to be in question. You want to get curious. So if I ask, okay, what have I made my truth that actually isn't my truth? I may not get the answer to that right away, but as I go into my life and as this week goes on, things might start showing up and I might start saying, oh, wait 1 second. I made that my truth, and that's actually not true for me at all. Now I'm starting to strengthen that trust with me again, because now I'm getting, oh, okay. Now I'm starting to get stronger in my body, stronger in my being, because I'm getting to what's true for me, not what someone else told me was true. And then how old were you when you first gave up trusting you to trust somebody else over you? Two, 3, 4, 5. Wow. So everywhere you give up trusting you to make someone outside of you your source of trust and your source of truth, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate that now, please, and release that person from your universe? And maybe as a child you had to do that to survive in this world, but it's like, okay, I'm not a child anymore. I don't have to do that anymore. So maybe you just go talk to that little child and let her know, like, hey, we don't have to do this anymore. We don't have to make the people we see as, more mature than us or know more than us. We don't have to make them our truth anymore. We can trust ourselves now. Whew, wow. And maybe I'll do like, I think on day 4, I'm going to do a bonus like trust exercise. So we'll go back and walk back to ourselves as children to maybe complete that cycle of trust that hasn't been completed with ourselves. Okay, so next question, what inner knowing, what inner awareness, what inner healing do you have inside of you that if you trusted, and if you trusted you had it inside of you, would allow you to receive from others, but never make anyone or anything greater than you or the answer? Ooh, wow. Now get the strength in that. If you truly knew everything is inside of you, your knowing is inside of you. And when I say inside of you, I don't mean just your body. I mean, get the sense right now, okay? Get the sense of, get the space of your being. How big is your being? Now, is your body inside your being, or is your being inside your body? Your body's inside your being. So now, if your being is infinite and your body is part of that infiniteness, is there anything you don't know? Is there anything you're not aware of? Is there anything that you can't heal? Is there anything you can't transform, transmute, change? So how much inner knowing, inner awareness, inner healing do you have that if you trusted you, would allow you to have a strength in your body and being that never made anyone else's truth or anyone else greater than you and allowed you to actually receive? See, you can't actually receive from people, from places, from whatever, from teachings, if you're making them the answer. If you're making what they're saying the truth, you're not able to get what's actually true for you. You never then really trust you. Again, you're constantly putting your trust in other people outside of you. Whereas if you actually truly knew that you have this inner knowing, you don't have to look outside of you for validation. You don't have to look outside of you, but you can receive from everyone and everything. And then you can also receive when you're being lied to. You can also receive when something isn't true for you. You can also receive when something is true for you. Whew. And so this is the journey I've been going on for the last year, really, is like coming back to this inner knowing, this inner healing, this everything is, within me. And that doesn't mean I can't receive from other people. In actual fact, my receiving from other people is totally changed because I'm not looking at them anymore to tell me what is true, to tell me something about me. I can ask them questions and they can ask me questions, and then I can look at, is that true for me? How does that feel for me? Because I'm actually starting to trust me and trust my knowing. So if you trusted you, would you ever need to follow anyone else? Again, does not mean you can't receive from anyone else. Does not mean you don't have to, you can still go to the classes, you can still go to the workshops, you can still get sessions, you can still do whatever, but you're not doing it from this energy of they know more than me and they're going to tell me about me. You're actually doing it from an energy of curiosity to actually open up this space of exploration to see, what can I find here? What can I access here that is within me already, but may just actually, maybe having me talk to this person opens up this for me. But it's not because they know more than me about me. So what could you receive if you actually trusted you? Oh, wow. So today, it's like, I get that a lot of you want to look at, oh, how do I trust this other person? And how do I trust this? And how do I trust that? But really, you got to get back to you first. You got to get back to trusting you first. And that has to begin with looking at, who have I made greater than me? Who have I made my truth? Who have I put my belief in? And where have I stopped believing in me? Where have I not looked at what's actually true for me? And if I actually got what's true for me, then I would actually trust me. And so maybe today we really just look at coming back to my inner knowing, checking in. If someone says something to you, let me take a moment to check in with that and see if that's true for me. What's my truth here? If someone's talking to you, ask to yourself, truth, what's true here? And start asking yourself these questions. What is my truth? What is true for me? If I fully trusted me, what would I know here? What am I aware of? What if I trusted my awareness? What do I know here? What if I trusted what I know? And the other piece is, what if I didn't doubt me? Because that's the thing that takes you out of trusting you, is the doubt. If I wasn't doubting me here, what do I know? And what if I could trust my knowing? Okay, guys. Thank you so much for today. We'll be back again tomorrow, same time, same place. If you didn't register and you'd like to get the recordings, you can register on my website, www.amyshine.net, events. So yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.